Welcome back to the Tweet Show podcast. As always, I am your host Chandler, and on today's episode, I'm kind of just gonna put my thoughts out there, see what I think will stick, and think what I think will be cool to talk about, or just have some thoughts about. I mean, we'll talk about the sports as always, but maybe I'll just talk about other stuff, maybe some movies I've seen, some other stuff that I've missed out on. I don't remember the last time I even recorded an episode, which I kind of do. I could just look it up, but I don't feel like doing it right now in the middle of this recording. But I think the last time I recorded the other episode that I put on YouTube was probably about like in April, because I think it was roughly around during the first round of the playoffs. That sounds about right. Since then, didn't really have time to do another one. The work that I have right now is just kind of unbearable and just gives me like terrible hours. It's usually just more like I get there at noon, and I work pretty much all day until 8. And then when I get home, be like, oh, I could just do a quick, podcast episode, just put it out there, right? No, I'm usually pretty tired, I'm like exhausted, and I want to do some other stuff and get like other things done that I didn't really get a chance to do during the morning, because usually when I wake up, it's usually around like 9 or 10ish, and I just lay in bed for a while, just scroll my phone or just watch some like television real quick, because then after that I'll start getting ready for work, and then I'll be at work. Because like today I had to go in like super early, so this is like literally, because right now, and I guess it is 9 o'clock, and like at least I had all day to like sort of come with the idea of maybe actually doing a podcast. It also helps that I'm currently in the basement of one of my in my cousin's basement doing this, so that kind of helps. So, anyways, shout out to them. Shout out to their dog that I'm watching for them. Shout out Merlin. But anyways, let's see. So, listeners, what do you guys want to talk about? You want to talk about sports? Sure, let's talk about sports. All right. So as of July 31st, tomorrow will be August 1st, which is a little sad. That means summer is slightly getting is almost over, even though usually it's always Labor Day is the last day of summer. Because actually tonight, I think it's the Hall of Fame game. Kind of already forgot about that. Now that I think about it, let's see what the score is. I already forgot about a stupid game. All right, let's see what the score is. All right, but yeah, football's back now. Usually when football's back, it usually kind of means that summer is really about to be over. But I mean, probably by the time August ends, I'll be like, damn, it'll be like summer's over. And I'm usually a big summer guy. I didn't really have that much of a summer to have. I wish I had it. I wish I did more this summer, but that's okay. Did some work. I was kind of like hoping to do a little like, go out and like visit a city for a weekend or something like that, but didn't really get a chance. But that's nothing to really complain about. All right, so as of right now, this recording, the Chargers are winning 27 in the third quarter. Now that I've started watching, I haven't really gotten my mind wrapped around that football's about to be started. So I got to really do some like research, or I shouldn't say research, but like prep on like who's on what teams. Because like the other day I found out that who was on what team, and I was like, oh shit, that's right. Oh, like I found out the other day that Nick. I mean, I knew that he was on the team, but I kind of forgot about it. It's like one of those like either I knew or forgot, or I genuinely did not know. Because like I think it was yesterday when I found out. I was like, oh, that's right, Nick Chubb is on the Texans. Because I was like, oh, did he go to the Texans? And I was watching some like NFL Network stuff, and I was like, oh, that's right, Nick Chubb's not on the Browns anymore. He's on the Texans. And then you've got there's some new people on because like you forget some of like the not the big names, but like some of the like like the B level players that switch or join new teams. You're like, oh, that's right, he's on this team now. All right, let's play a little game of where's he at, or new faces and new places. All right, NFL new places, or yeah, old faces and new places. Old faces and new places. Oh wow, did a little spell error. Is what? Case Keenum. I just remembered that Case Keenum's on the Bears. Let's see. Let's go with this one. Well, I don't want that. Let's go with this. See what this one is. Oh, let's see. Well, Elijah Moore is on the Bills now. Let's see. Anybody else sort of new? Did not know that. Forgot Zach Wilson's on the Dolphins. Let's see. Darren Waller. He got traded, but I kind of remember that. So that's nothing new. Did not know Joshua Dobbs was on the Patriots. Austin Hooper's still in the league? Damn, he's still on the Patriots. Looky there. Let's see. What else we got? We got Morgan Moses is on the Patriots. Did not know that. That's a name I'm sort of familiar with. Let's see. Josh Reynolds is on the wide receivers on the Jets. Did not know that. I'm sure some of these people, I'm sure that the names that I'm kind of listening are people either one are like, dude, I don't care, or oh, wow, I just found out that Cooper Rush is on the Ravens. That's new. Wait, DeAndre Hopkins is on the Ravens? When did that happen? Am I just now finding this out? Or wait, did I know that? Now I'm trying to figure out if I knew that. All right. Well, I'm going to assume that I knew that, but totally forgot. I remember now that I saw the Desmond Ritters on the Bengals and knew that. Let's see. Anybody in the Bengals that I would be like, oh shit, he's on there now? No, it doesn't really look like it. Okay, let's see. We got Dante Johnson. It's on the Browns, former Steeler. Tevin Jenkins is on the Browns. Is that who I think it is? Is that the yeah, my guy? He's on the Browns. Looky there, former Bear. Did not know. Kind of forgot about that. I knew he wasn't on the Bears, but I kind of forgot. Oh, Devin Bush is on the Browns too? Damn, looky there. Did not know that either. Again, if I apologize. Again, if Gainwell is on the Steelers? When did that happen? When did he go to the Steelers? Did not know that. Scotty Miller's on the Steelers? Robert Woods is on the Steelers? How many people are on the Steelers? Dude, like low key, the Steelers are really trying to win it all because now they got. Did they figure out yeah, they figured out the TJ Watt deal, right? Yeah. I mean, they got Jalen Ramsey from a trade, and they got Jonnu Smith, they got Robert Woods, and they got Aaron and DK Metcalf, and now Kenneth Gainwell. I mean, low key, the Steelers might actually win more than 9 games or something like that, where the running joke is. Low key. Wow, looky there. Yep, now we're on the Texans, where I found out the other day that Nick Chubb is on there. Irvin Smith Jr. is on the Texans. Kind of forgot about that. Let's see, we got Trent Brown. He's on the Texans now. Anybody else sort of name-worthy? Anybody else? Oh, C.J. Gardner's on the Texans. Look at there. Let's see. Hear about the... Oh, I knew that. Well, did I know that? I don't know. Khalil Herbert is on the Colts. Oh, wait, I didn't know that because I remember telling that my coworker who's a Colts fan about that. Let's see, who else we got here? Javion Ward. Nick Mullins is on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Nick Mullins is still in the league? Good for him. Who's Hunter Long, and why have I heard that name before? If you're still listening to this podcast and haven't given up, I'm on Jacksonville right now. Who is Hunter Long? I feel like I've heard that name before. Let's see. We got all right, we're on the Titans now. Brandon Allen is on the Titans. Tyler Lockett's on the Titans too. When did that happen? I knew he got cut by the Steelers, or not the Steelers, but the Seahawks. But damn, I did not know he. Either I did know. This is the thing. Either I did know that he was on the Steelers or on the Titans at one point, but then completely forgot that he was even on the team. Looky there. Because these are the sort of things I got to know for fantasy. Be like, what? Where he? Because I'm going to see him on the board. And be like, and I'm going to see him in the team. I'm like, he's on there now? I'm like, damn, all right. You got what? Xavier Woods is on the Titans. Was he on the team last year? Where was he on last year? Who was he played for last year? The Panthers? Did he play for the Panthers last year? Was the Panthers team? Maybe? Trying to find some like stats or information. Back. You know what? Screw it. I don't care. Anyways, now we're on the AFC West. The Broncos. Sam Ehlinger's on the Broncos? When did that happen? KJ Dobbs is on the Broncos too? Let's see. Yeah, I kind of remember this one. The that Niners safety Tuwala Lofunga. I apologize if I butchered your name there, my friend. I guess we're not really friends, but pal. Gardner Minshew. Bailey Zappi's on the Chiefs? When did that happen? Oh my gosh. You got Eli Mitchell, he's on the Chiefs now. How's Juju Smith keep getting re-signed by the Chiefs? I don't think he's not that good anymore, man. I mean, what are we doing? Let's see, who else we got here? We got Oakland. I'm sure people remember that Geno Smith's on the Raiders now, but for some reason, if you didn't, you're like, oh shit, that's right. Oh damn, they got Raheem Morris too? Forgot about that. Let's see, who else they got? Anybody relevant? Devin White's on the Raiders now. Looky there. You got Jalen Smith I remember when he was on the Cowboys, he was kind of like a big thing, but then he never really panned it out. Jamal Adams is on the Raiders. Good for him. Good for him. Oh, Tyler Heineke, he's on the Chargers. So is Trey Lance. Found that out the other day, and obviously watching this game, I kind of forgot he was on the Chargers until like what I was scrolling through Twitter the other day, and I was like, oh, that's right. Oh, I shouldn't say, oh, that's right. But like, oh, damn, did not know that. Najee Harris, for those who forgot, he's on the Chargers now. Jalen Rager is on the Chargers. Conklin is on the Chargers. Ed Dupree is on the Chargers for those. Khalil Mack is still with the Chargers for those who were curious at all. Tony Jefferson is still in the league. All right, you got Joe Milton on the Cowboys now. You got Miles Sanders on the Cowboys. When did that? I mean, Javon Williams also on the Cowboys. Sheesh. Harris Campbell. Okay, I knew George Pickens. Dante Fowler Jr. He's on. Is that how? Yeah, Dante Fowler Jr. is on the Cowboys. Kenneth Murray Jr. He's on the Cowboys now. Paula Thomas is on the Cowboys. That's about it. Tommy DeVito's still there. I mean, they got a bunch of quarterbacks for the Giants. Oh, gosh. That's the stuff I'm talking about, having to wake up early now. I'm just yawning now. All right, who's on the Giants that would be relevant to mention here? I'm trying to see. Let's see. Nobody really besides, like, all the quarterbacks, like Tommy Russell, Jameis Winston. If anybody didn't know that already, because I mean, there's a wide receiver here like Darius Slayton, and you got this guy's from Iowa, but I can't remember how you pronounce his name. Something Smith, something. Let's see, Eagles. They got Demarion Thompson Robinson from the Browns. Got AJ Dillon's on the Eagles. Did kind of forgot about that. Let's see, anybody good? Anybody else good? Let's see. Let's see here. Oh man, I'm tired. All right, we're on the Commanders now. Josh Johnson is still in the mother effing league. Looky there. He's with the Commanders. Looky there. It's the same guy. If you're not too familiar with Josh Johnson, he's the guy who's been with 18. This might be 19 now. Of 19 teams, if you all include the XFL overseas team or whatever, any league that's not the NFL, even Canadians as well. He's had a very long journey. Well, Michael Gallup's on the Commanders. Did not know that. For those who forgot, Deebo Samuel is on the Commanders now. He got traded. Von Miller. If I didn't get a notification about Von Miller joining the Commanders, I probably would have forgotten it, or either forgotten he was on there, or go, oh shit, when did Von Miller sign with the Commanders? So that's good to know. Oh, who do we got here? Who's on the TV right here? We got who's that coach? Oh, here we go. Dick Vermeer and Chargers legend Dan Fouts is on television now. I don't know what they're talking about, but I'm sure it's great. Let's see who else we got for the Commanders. Well, Eddie Goldman's still in the league? Look at him go. He's with the Commanders now. You got Javon Kinlaw. He's with the Commanders. You got Bobby Wagner. He's still with the Commanders, even though he was on the team last year. Coming back for another year. All right, we're on the NFC North. My Bears. Did I forget anybody that was not on the Bears last year? That's on the Bears this year. Travis Homer. Oh, that's a re-sign. Never mind. I kind of knew that. Evan. Oh, this guy. He's new. He was on the Bills last year, I think. Let's see. Anybody worth knowing? I mean, we made the two trades of that Jonathan Jackson and Joe Truney, and then we signed the center from Atlanta, and then we got another another. But I think that's really about it. That's like worth knowing. Kyle Allen is on the Lions. I think I knew that when I was listening to like some sports radio. They were saying that not Tim Allen. Jeez. Kyle Allen. You imagine Tim Allen playing football? Jeez. All right. No, I was saying that Kyle Allen was with the Lions because they were mentioning that on a sports show I was listening to. Tim Patrick's on the Lions now, former Bronco. Who was the Lions player that just retired? Was it like Frank? Let's see. Kirby Joseph. Nikhil Harmon's on the Packers now. I don't know why he left the Chiefs just to go with the Packers. I feel like, didn't he go? No, he went to the Jets, and that sucked. Now he's on the Packers. I feel like, wasn't he on the Packers some other time? Or am I tripping? I feel like, no, I'm tripping. He was with the Chiefs, and then he just went to the Jets to go with Brock. Obviously, he didn't really do anything with the Jets. All right. Let's see. Who else we got here on the Packers? It doesn't matter. They all stink. Isaiah Simmons is on the Packers. Did not know that. Who do we got for the Minnesota Vikings? We got Jordan Mason. He was traded. Kind of forgot about that. Rondell Moore. Forgot about that. Let's see. Will Fry. He's on the. He's with the Vikings now. Ryan Kelly. Jonathan Allen. Kind of forgot about that. Let's see. Anybody else worth noting? That Jeff Dakuda. Dakuda? Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce his name. Who was previously on the Lions is now on the Vikings. Harrison Smith's still with the Vikes. Looky there. Good for him. All right, we're on the NFC South. We're almost getting there. I feel like towards the end. Easton Stick was with the Falcons? Let's see. Who else is where? Oh, Leonard Floyd. He's with the Falcons now. I did not know that. Looky there. Good for him. Shadows Bear Legend. Kevin King. Oh my God, he's in the league. I wonder where else has he been. Where else has he been? I want to know where else has he been. I'm gonna look up where Kevin King has been this whole time because he left. I'm sure he left Green Bay because Green Bay looked at him and said, "You're terrible," which he is. Let's see. Because he was a first round pick by them. Oh, he didn't play football from 2021 to 2024. Wow, he was out of the league for a couple years, and then he came back. Now he's on the Falcons again. Good for him. I'm glad he's back in the league, but not really because he sucks. Let's see. We got Carolina now. Let's see. Who do we got on Carolina? We got Andy Dalton still with the Panthers. Good for him. Rico Dowell. Yeah, Rico Dowell is with the Panthers now. Hunter Winthrow, who's on the Raiders, who didn't really do a whole lot, is on the Panthers now, and I hope he. I don't know. I didn't really understand the whole Hunter Winthrow thing that he was playing, but not. I mean, I don't know why the Raiders never used him. I thought he was actually pretty good. Maybe the Panthers will give him a second life here. You got Tommy Trimble. He's with the Panthers. You've got. I think that's about it for Nerfworth. Oh, Cam Akers is on the Saints. Not know that. Brandon Cooks is still with the Saints? Or no? Where has Brandon Cooks been? Are you telling me he's just been hanging out with the Saints and no one's noticed? Or no, that guy, I feel like he was not in the league for a minute. Where has he been? I need to figure this out. Or how do you spell his name? Because he's a different type of Brandon. And Lynn Cooks. Is that the same? No, that's the same one, right? Oh boy, folks, we're about to find out this is the same one. God, I can't spell it correctly. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah, that's right. He was with the Cowboys, right? Yeah. For the longest time, he was with the Cowboys. Okay, here we go. He's been on a different lot of teams. Okay, so started his career with the Saints for 2 years. Then he got traded to the Patriots. Then I think he got traded to the Rams from 18 to 19 with the Rams. Then he got traded to the Texans from 20 to 22. Then I'm pretty sure, again, either got traded or, or signed. Let's see. Let's look at his Cowboys thing. Let's see. His Cowboys one. Yep, he was also traded. Dude, this guy just gets traded. This is like the first time he actually got to be a free agent besides getting traded all the time. So weird. Then I kind of forgot he was still in the league. Low-key. Devon Peoples-Jones. Peoples-Jones is on the Saints. Chase Young is on the Saints. Looky there. Good for him. So you got Justin Reed. He's on the Saints. Kyle Trask is still the Bucks. You got let's see, anybody worth noting? Let's see. Oh, we're on the West now. We're on the final stretch. This is some great podcasting, I tell you what. There's nowhere else where you would want to listen to a guy just going through every 32 teams for about 10 minutes now, saying random names. This is absolutely elite podcasting, let me tell you. All right. The Cardinals got Jacoby Brissett now. All right. I'll kind of just fast forward a little bit because nobody. Oh, Devontae Adams on the Rams for people. I mean, I'm sure people knew that, so never mind. Let's see. San Francisco. Mac Jones, for people who forgot, Mac Jones is on the Niners. You've got mainly just a lot of re-signings. Sam Darnold. Drew Lock went back to the. Or no, wait. Who was Drew Lock's last team he was just with? Was he on the Seahawks? No, yeah, right? He was on the Seahawks. For a second, I thought he was on a different team. Or no, was he? I'm trying to think. Where did Drew Lock go? Because he was traded to Seattle, but I didn't know if I'm pretty sure he just stayed on Seattle. Yeah. We're going to go with that. Oh, yeah, that's right. Cooper Kupp's on the Seahawks now. DeMarcus Lawrence is on the Seahawks. Did not know that. Yeah, that's really about it. All right. That was some great 10-minute podcasting right there, and let me tell you. Wow, that's probably even more because I'm now looking at the thing and I've been going on for like 25 minutes. It might haven't even been 25 minutes. It just actually, I probably was feeling on for probably like, I don't know, 15 minutes, 20 at the most. So, again, great podcasting by me. All right, let's check out this game. Who's in a quarterback for the Chargers? That DJ, is he on the Chargers? That guy made a team? He's in the NFL? I mean, I doubt he makes it in the NFL, but I mean, it'd be one heck of a story. A kid who was a 5-star recruit and was very talented and had that one very good Notre Dame game with Clemson just went and shit the bed. I mean, he actually didn't do that all that bad with Oregon State, but he just was terrible at Florida State. He's kind of an interesting case. I wonder if he's like going to be like someone who like in the near future we're gonna all gonna be like, hey, remember that one kid, the DJ Uungule, who was on the who played that one insane great game for the Clemson. He almost beat Notre Dame. That was a really good game because that was the game that Trevor Lawrence had COVID or whatever and he didn't play, and they had to put DJ. And he was like a true freshman, and he like kind of like low key balled out. But then like the following year, he didn't really live up to the hype, and then he transferred to Oregon State. And that same year, Oregon State, the whole Pac-12 was devolving, and like he was there for the last year of the Pac-12 being the original Pac-12, and then he transferred to Florida State because his head coach was going to Michigan State. But yeah, some good stuff. Some real good stuff there. Okay, let's see. It's fourth quarter, 6 minutes to go with 27. It's 27-7. The Chargers, and DJ just threw a deep pass, and now there's pass interference on number 30 on 17. 39 was the intentional target. What other sports? Oh, this I don't know if this is really necessarily like any type of a story, just because I mean nobody's gonna really care for the longest time. Probably just because football's about to start, and we're all gonna kind of forget about the NBA and other sports. But what's to do with LeBron and doing like some like cryptic messaging, and is he gonna stay? Is he not gonna stay? Because like today he posted like an image of him working out in the Clippers facility or something like that. Because like a month ago he was with the Cavs and he worked out there. I mean, I'm sure it's nothing. Like I said, I'm sure it's really nothing. They're right. He's not gonna get traded or he's gonna leave the Lakers, but like maybe he will. Baseball news: we had the trade deadline. A bunch of trades happen. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure on who won, who lost. I could look up an article to see who won, who lost. I know the Twins traded a bunch of their pitchers. I mean, I don't really know what's going on with the Twins. I just know they're not. They probably aren't that great at baseball. Let's see. Let's go through like the leagues and see who's on the top 5 in every league. You got Toronto's on the top of the AL right now. Wow, looky there. For the longest time, I thought it was just gonna be Detroit, but no, Toronto. Looky there, making moves. I mean, they did make some moves today, so that makes sense if they're on top of the league, top of the AL right now. If they want to, if they're actually serious, so good for them. All right, so the top 5 right now, you got tied with Toronto and Detroit. You got Houston 3rd. The Yankees are 4th. Boston, I can't figure out, is Boston supposed to tank or not? What's their deal? I feel like they're not really supposed to be good, but they're good. I don't know. I can't figure it. I can't figure out Boston because they traded that whole weird thing with the one guy who wanted to play first, or I can't remember the guy who's on the San Francisco Giants right now who just got traded. Oh, this was like months ago though. But yeah, that was a whole weird thing, and I thought Boston wasn't supposed to be good. I don't know. They were weird. But the AL was kind of like weird because there's not like a whole lot of great teams in the AL. I feel like there's more good teams in the NL than there are in the AL because like you could probably make a case that outside of like the top 4, like I don't think Boston is any good. I don't think Seattle's any good. I don't think the Rangers or Cleveland or the Royals, definitely not Tampa or the Angels and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Because like obviously the Twins, who just traded a bunch of their players, are 6 or 7 games below 500, and they're 12 games back from Toronto. But then the NL, the top 5 teams are the Brewers. The Brewers are playing some really good baseball, and no one's really, I feel like not a lot of people, they're acknowledging that the Brewers are good, but like nobody's really talking about them. like they should. Like if the Dodgers are in the first place, everybody like, oh yeah, the Dodgers, blah 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 blah. The Dodgers are the best team in this, that, and that. But like no one's really talking about the Brewers, and the Cubs are having a really good season. I don't think anybody really saw the Cubs and Brewers having the seasons that they're having right now because you got LA right behind them. They're third. You got the Mets who are fourth. Like I would have expected like LA, the Mets, and the Phillies to be in the top three and not 3, 4, and 5. But obviously, still a lot of baseball left to play. We're still in technically in the final moments of July 1st, about to enter August. So this is when baseball kind of gets picked up a little bit because you're about to get about what 2 months left and 60-ish months or 60 games left, probably something in that realm. But yeah, I think there are more teams in the NL that are more likely to win the World Series than there are in the AL. I mean, I'm sure that out of the NL, it's just going to end up being the Dodgers because I think they're just the best team overall, just because they are the Dodgers and they have like literally the best players in the world. And I just don't really trust the Cubs nor the Brewers to actually make noise and go to the World Series just because known their history. And I mean, it's the Brewers, so and maybe they'll prove us wrong and maybe they'll actually go to the World Series. It'd be a fun story, be a real fun story. But yeah, I mean, because like there's a lot of actually like interesting teams in the NL than there are in the AL for sure. Because like I said, I'm not gonna like start talking baseball and act like I know what I'm talking about. I'm kind of just going off of vibes, what I know, and maybe what I've seen. But what I saw one game of the Cubs so far, and what I saw, they were looking pretty good. Now I'm sure there's concerns either with pitching. Everybody's concerned about their pitching staff, and everybody's concerned about either not scoring enough runs or something to that effect, with like score running or something like that. Again, this is some great podcasting by yours truly, just talking nonsense. All right, here we go. Winners and losers. Here we go. ESPN article. Winners. Here are your winners. Winners. The Seattle Mariners are your winners. There's a big winner right there. Another winner is the San Diego Padres. Yeah, the San Diego Padres made some trades. Who was the one who made a trade? It was somebody. They got a pitcher or something like that, and they traded like their third overall prospect or something like that. The third prospect might have been the Padres or something like that. But anyways, another winners, the Phillies, the Mets are winners, Houston's are winners, the A's are winners, the Yankees are winners. The big losers, the Minnesota Twins fans, they're losers. And it just lists all the players that got traded. And you got another losers, the Cubs. The Cubs made one trade for like some type of utility player. The Boston Red Sox, they're losers. Cincinnati Reds are losers. That's not nice. The Detroit Tigers are supposedly losers, I guess. And you got the Brewers being losers. Oh, and also another football news. Terry McLaurin. I can't tell if I just heard noise or not. Either way. Terry McLaurin wants out of Commanders now, I guess. He's requested a trade, even though I'm sure by him doing that, they're going to get a deal done by like 48 hours, right? I feel like that's usually how it goes, by like Sunday, he's going to have a deal done just because he's like, hey, if I don't get a deal, I want the F out. I want my money. Which I don't blame him. He deserves money. He definitely deserves it. I don't know why the Commanders won't give him the money. Give him the money, Commanders. Just give him the money. He's your best wide receiver. If you want Jaden Daniels to succeed in this league, which I kind of hope he doesn't necessarily, because as someone who is a Bears fan and is rooting for Caleb Williams to do well, I don't necessarily want Jaden Daniels to do all that well, even though I shouldn't say that and I shouldn't really care. But they're gonna get some narratives out there about Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams, and I don't like the narratives out there already as it is about Caleb. So, anyways, yeah, I guess Terry McLaurin wants out, even though he probably won't get traded. I doubt he gets traded, but it would be shocking if he did. It would be. I don't know what teams would be in the market. I got like a notification about some like top 5 Terry McLaurin trade offers. Let's just go through it because sometimes Bleacher Report's terrible at these. So we got the Raiders would get Terry McLaurin and a 2026 second round pick in Jacoby Myers. That sounds really dumb. Okay, the Chargers would get Terry McLaurin and a 2026 second round pick and a lineman named Zion Johnson and Quentin Johnson. This also doesn't really sound like a good deal. You got the New England Patriots who would get Terry McLaurin, a second round pick, and 2 wide receivers who aren't really up to that level of Terry McLaurin. That's another bad deal. Number 4 would be the New York Jets. They get Terry, a second round pick, and some guy named, oh, how do you say his name? I don't even know. But anyways, that's another bad deal. The Titans are their last one, who would get Terry McLaurin, and they would trade a second round pick and a tight end. These are all horrible deals. I don't know what Bleacher Report, I don't know how Bleacher Report comes up with these ideas of deals. So I have no idea what teams would actually be any interested. I'm sure there's a lot of teams that would be interested, and the Commanders are going to have, if they're going to do this, they better get a good deal out of it. They better not have this up. I would at least want to get a first or a second, and I'm sure a first isn't really going to be priorities. I mean, I wouldn't give up a first, but like as if I was a fan, I'd be like, yeah, I want first, just because it's Terry McLaurin, and he's a really good player. He really is, and he's great. But I think it's also because of probably his age, you wouldn't get a first round pick out of it, and you probably shouldn't. If you're a team, you should not trade for a first round pick. But anyways, yeah, those are my two thoughts here. I don't know. What else guys want to talk about? I'm trying to think. What else is there to talk about? Anything else going on in the sports world? The WNBA players want money. I don't know if they're gonna get it or not. I have no idea. All the also MLB is trying to do salary cap as well. A lot of leagues are wanting to do either wanting to pay players or wanting to strict teams to pay their players or something like that. So that way, I mean, I don't know enough about the whole salary cap thing with baseball, if that would be a good thing or a bad thing. I feel like it would be a good thing, but at the same time, I'm not. Oh, we got a deep. Oh, wow. I got intercepted. Oh, my God. The Chargers got. Oh, the Lions quarterback, Hoover, is in right now, tried to throw a deep pass, which a wide receiver caught the ball, but then the Chargers guy ripped it out of his hands. That was a great play by him. I mean, it was fourth down. There was about a minute 44 left. So, I mean, it was. Dan Campbell was just like, fuck it, go for it. So, anyways, I don't know. You guys want to talk about? No, I'm just kidding. I was going to say something else. Let's see. Well, I don't even remember what I was sort of talking about. All right, let's see here. All right, so Lions guy catches it, sort of, but then number 49 on the Chargers is like, hey, there's a football. I'm going to grab it. Kind of just rips it from him. Let's see. Oh, you know what? You know what I'll talk about? I will talk about the movies I've seen recently. Now, granted, these are going to both be superhero movies that I've seen. Oh, I also saw Happy Gilmore too. Oh, what was the other one I saw recently? I saw, what other movie did I see? Oh, was it something on Netflix or no? No, I was on okay, so we'll start with Superman, just because it's the first one that I saw this month. I would say if you're not really necessarily a comic book or superhero type of movie person, I guess I would skip these parts. But if you want to listen, you're more than welcome to stay. Even though I'm sure most people have probably stopped listening to most of this podcast, because I was rambling on for like 25 minutes, which I am doing, but I was just saying names and new places, which is now kind of looking back on it, very dumb. It's not very good podcasting, but it is what it is, and I'm still going to post it regardless. Maybe I'll just cut that whole segment out. All right. Anyways, sorry, got sidetracked again. Okay, Superman. So, like I said, if you're not interested in listening to it, skip ahead to whatever timestamp that I put down on it. But yeah, Superman, really, really good movie. I didn't really watch a whole lot of the other DC movies because I don't really care for them. And then, with James Gunn's now the new person in charge of the DC universe, I'm willing to give DC a chance and be interested in it. I really enjoyed the Superman movie. It was light, it was colorful. The guy who plays Superman, David, I can't pronounce his last name, but he's really good. I think he's a perfect Superman. And there's a lot of people. There were a lot of which I didn't really understand why the Fox News people wanted to make it woke, which I didn't really get it. It didn't really make any sense, and which I don't think it really is, but those types of people kind of will just spin almost anything to make it woke, or spin it their way to be like, oh yeah, this movie is about blah 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 blah, and this is why. I didn't understand why that old guy who's in New York, Frank's like Zolo, I don't remember his name, Frank something, some old guy on Sports Talk, just bashed the movie. I'm like, dude, you don't even know hardly anything about superheroes. I feel like you're just an old guy. But he said he watched the movie. I didn't really care for his opinion. I watched like the 7 minute clip because someone else like quote tweeted and saying I agree that the movie sucked. I'm like, dude, because like, okay, here's my thing. I didn't really grow up reading comic books or anything like that, but I watched videos on people who like talk about it and then do like or do videos about stuff like this, and they said this was like the most like actual like great like comic book accurate Superman or something like that, because like the other ones like Man of Steel wasn't necessarily. Again, I didn't really watch any others DC movies. The only DC movies I've watched are the Flash, the Batman, and Dark Knight, and was there any other? Because I didn't really, yeah, I didn't watch any of the Supermans. Didn't watch Wonder Woman. Didn't watch Aquaman. I didn't watch Man of Steel or Batman vs Superman or Justice League. I didn't see any of those. But yeah, it's mainly just like three DC movies, and I've seen more. I was gonna say, now granted, I'm a little biased because it seems like I'm a bit more of a Marvel guy, but like all the DC movies kind of sucked. I feel like there wasn't a whole lot to be worth interest in putting my time in to learn about that universe. So yeah. So anyways, so yeah, really good movie. I enjoyed it. I gave it like a 9 or an 8 out of 10, just because like I said, all the cast was great. The storyline was great. Lex Luthor, the guy who plays him, is really good. Nicholas Lutz, Nick something. Nick is his name. He's really good. He was a really good Lex. I mean, that one scene where that in there in the pocket universe thing. So yeah, Superman really good. I would recommend watching it if you're actually like interested in Superman movies or superhero movies or anything like that. It's got a really good message, because like Superman is just another ordinary guy who just happens to have superpowers. He just wants to live a normal life, but also just wants to protect the people that he cares about and protect the city from bad harm. So yeah, I really I'm also kind of really bad at giving out movie reviews, but all right. The next one I watched was Happy Gilmore 2, which is the Adam Sandler one, is the sequel to Happy Gilmore, which is probably because the first one came out probably in the late 90s. When did the first one come out? Was I even born when the first one came out? Let's check it out. I'm going to guess that it came out in like 96. All right, let's see. Happy Gilmore, if I can find it. Come on. Here it is. Okay, yep, 96 was the first one. So, yeah. I mean, I don't understand why some people were bashing it, just because it's an Adam Sandler film, and you kind of feel like you know what you're going to expect. And don't get me wrong, there were a crap ton of cameos, which I felt like you probably could have gone away with cutting out a couple of them. Like, you didn't need to have that many, but they did do a whole lot of callbacks to the original as well, which is good. I mean, I laughed. There were moments where I laughed. I'm a fan of Adam Sandler movies. They're not meant to be Oscar winning or top 10 movies or anything like that. They're just supposed to be like fun, stupid movies that you kind of just laugh at. Like Bad Bunny, for example, was actually like really good. I found his character to be great. And I'm trying to think what else was there for that movie, because like I guess spoiler alert right here. Well, no, I probably shouldn't say that, but I mean, like I said, it's just one of those movies that I feel like you could like watch it and not get too. You kind of like can turn off your brain for like 2 hours and just laugh at stupid stuff. Because like I said, there was some funny stuff. With Scotty, they did a scene where Scotty did something bad and the cops came to arrest him, and Scotty was just like, "Oh man, not again." So that was funny. And then I mean, there were some like good like sentimental moments, because like Happy is kind of like an alcoholic, and he had to go to rehab and stuff like that. So that was good to you know. There were some like funny moments and like some like, oh, that's some really good stuff right there. Seeing Happy Gilmore in like a sad, or not necessarily a sad, but like I don't know, a non-typical Adam Sandler movie back in the old days where you wouldn't think of him being an alcoholic, or his character wouldn't be necessarily an alcoholic. I mean, there's reasoning behind why he's an alcoholic, but I won't get into details of it just because. I mean, it's still recently new, so don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it yet, dude. Because there's a major plot to it. So, anyways, let's see. So yeah, and people are absolutely entitled to their opinion about Happy Gilmore 2, and they can say that it's stupid. Like that's, I mean, like I said, it's an Adam Sandler film. I don't know what people were sort of expecting. I don't know, because like I'm trying to think if the first. I don't know if I would say that, because I feel like I need to rewatch the first one to say which one's better than the other. I would say probably the first one is just slightly better, but I don't remember the last time I watched the first one. I'm trying to remember when was the last time I watched the first one. It's definitely been a minute for sure. For sure. So yeah, if I had to give a rating on Happy Gilmore, I'll give it a 6.5. 6.5 out of 10. So yeah. All right. Fantastic Four. Another great segment by yours truly, talking about movies. Look, I thought the cast that was cast was great. I thought Pedro Pascal was a great. Reed Richards, Vanessa Kirby was a great and a fantastic Sue Storm. I thought she just killed it with being Sue Storm. Jonathan Quinn, who was also in Stranger Things, killed it. As Johnny in the Thing by I always forget how to pronounce his name, but the guy who's in The Bear, but not Jeremy White, but the other guy, his cousin, him. He's really good. I mean, that, like I said, the whole cast, the Silver Surfer, Galactus. I mean, it was just great all around. It was definitely an 8.5, or definitely an 8.5, 9. I don't necessarily want to give it a 10 just because, but either ways, it was just fantastic. Obviously, there were really good moments because, like, they are having to, they didn't really do the whole origin story thing, which is great. They didn't need to, just like how in Superman, they didn't really do the whole origin story thing with them because everybody I feel like most people understand how Superman came to Earth and all that. We don't need to see it again. And we don't necessarily need to see how the Fantastic Four got their superpowers because I feel like most people know how they got them. I mean, they kind of mentioned it a brief just because in the beginning they kind of were on a television show and they kind of just did a quick recap of it and showing them in their like space outfits and going into space, but not really showing how they got them. But anyways, yeah. So I mean, that movie was really good. I enjoyed it. That was definitely one of the good Marvel movies that I've watched in a while. Like that and Thunderbolts were both really good. I enjoyed those this summer. Good stuff for sure. Because like I said, Vanessa Kirby killed it as Sue Storm. She was definitely my favorite character from that movie. Being the mother of Franklin Richards, who's going to be an important character going forward in the Marvel movies. I mean, she was awesome. I might have to start watching some more stuff of hers stuff because I thought she was great. I might have to start watching some more stuff of those people of the Fantastic Four's movies or shows, like Pedro being in the Mandalorian. I watched a little bit of the Mandalorian one time, and I stopped watching it for some reason. I think it was just timing and kind of just forgot about it to keep watching it. And then Joseph Quinn, I'm gonna have to look up what other stuff he's in. And then I started watching the Bear here recently. I watched at least two or three episodes in with the Bear, which is so far living up to most people's thoughts and expectations of it so far. Watching season 1, very intense, very very intense. Jeremy White's character. Jeremy Allen White? Yeah, Jeremy Allen White's character. Very, very intense. And maybe it's not intense enough, but like I could feel it just like building up to it being more intense. But yeah. Anyways, let's see. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? I've been talking for about 57 minutes. I'm sure some of this will get like cut or edited out just by me buying time. But let's see. I talked movies. I talked sports. Let's see. Is there anything else to talk about? I'm trying to think. Saturday, I finally actually do go on vacation this Saturday. I'm going to Minnesota for a fishing trip with some family members. Here's the thing about this fishing trip. I'm not necessarily. I used to be kind of a big fan of it, just because I was a young kid. I thought this place kind of a cool place. As you got older, you kind of saw the flaws with it. It's okay. Don't get me wrong. Like there's some cool stuff with it, but like I could go without a year of doing that place. But yeah, it'll be kind of interesting how this one goes, because not too many people will probably be there, and some will be there, but then will leave. So it'll be kind of interesting to see here in the next couple of years how much longer we're going to be doing this vacation, because like it's like my family, and then my dad's sister's family, and then obviously my grandparents, and then a bunch of relatives on my dad's side's families goes up there with us as well. And yeah, because like my cousin, or well, I shouldn't say my cousin, no, a family member or family friend. I don't really know the whole story. Some people say we're related. Some people say we're not. I'm gonna say that we're not. I want the both saying that we're not related. Anyways, basically, a classmate who was technically a family friend member is pregnant, and she's like due at any point. So I doubt if she'll be there, because she's like in Mississippi right now. So she'll probably won't be there. We got a cousin. There's a cousin of mine who will be there for like 4 days, and then he'll leave for a bachelor party of one of his buddies. And then his girlfriend will be, or yeah, I guess now fiance. I was gonna say girlfriend, but now fiance will be there as well. But then she'll probably leave as well, just because there's no point of her being there. So they'll leave like on Wednesday, and then I have another cousin who was originally wasn't going to go at all, but now I just found out he's going to be there for 2 days, which is kind of stupid in my opinion. I don't know why you would want to go just to be there for 2 days, because like the trip is an 8-hour drive, so from 8 hours there, 8 hours up to Minnesota where we go, and it's just a far ass trip. It's like, dude, I don't think, in my personal opinion, I don't think it's worth going for 2 hours, or not for 2 days. Like if I'm going to be driving somewhere for 8 hours, I would want to be there for a little bit longer than more than just 2 days, because he's got to come back home and do some like state fair stuff, showing off like some type of tractor that he built. And then who else is gonna not be there? I don't know. I can't remember if I have an update on my classmate's sister, if she'll be there with her husband or not. I'm gonna say no, because I doubt it that her dad will be there either, because like their brother will be there for sure. But then my dad's sister's cousin, or my cousin on my dad's side, he'll be there, but he won't show up until Sunday, because he's working on Saturday. So like I said, it's fun to get away, don't get me wrong, but mainly all I do there now is just kind of either I fish a little bit, or I kind of just drink all day. There's really nothing much to do just besides fish, because like the area that we're in isn't necessarily the best, and there's not a whole lot to do in that area either. And the locals there aren't necessarily friendly as well. I mean, there's a golf course there, so, and we might golf, and we've kind of made it a thing. I didn't really want to golf. I don't really want to golf, but at the same time, I'll do it just because I kind of want to get into golfing. But at the same time, I don't know how much investment I'm wanting to make, even though I literally just bought a driver probably like last week. Yeah, last week I literally bought a driver, so at least on one that was upgraded at least. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I would say in the next 5 years if we're still going up there or not. I would say within the next 5 years that this little trip will not be continuing. Either it will be continuing, or we'll be going somewhere else, because I don't know. Because the guy who owns it might be, and it is probably going to sell it at some point, because like he's almost done like paying off all the stuff. It's about done paying it off. So like I said, it'll be kind of interesting to see how things go the next 5 years with that place. I think that's really about it. So I think I'm just gonna stop talking and call it a night. Appreciate everybody either still listening to this podcast as of right now, and I appreciate you listening to the full episode. If you're not listening and you kind of stopped, I don't blame you whatsoever. I'm a little out of touch and don't necessarily know what to talk about. Kind of just felt like talking and wanting to make a podcast. Appreciate you listening and watching. If you're watching this on the YouTube, I appreciate it. Go ahead and subscribe and like the video and leave a comment and tell me what I can do better and what sucked about this episode. What's great about today's episode? Leave a comment. I'm sure I'll read it, and I'm sure I'll take it the wrong way, you know. So, anyways, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, or subscribe to the podcast on all the platforms that you typically listen to your podcasts on: Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, or I don't know. I'm almost basically on every platform, I think. That last time I checked. So just type in Tweet Show Podcasts on the internet and you'll find it there. So yeah, if you're an Android person, I'm sure it's on Google Play, or I don't even know how Android people listen to their podcasts. If they do Spotify, great. Listen on Spotify. If you're an iPhone person, listen on the Apple Podcasts, okay? Let's get my numbers up. Let's get the numbers back up, all right? Maybe we'll make some more content out of this. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Hopefully, once maybe when football starts, I'll start making some more episodes, Maybe. I don't want to guarantee that because, I feel like every time I say I'm going to make some more content and I'm going to put some more episodes out there, it's like another 3 or 4 months that I actually do one. So, well, I guess we'll see what happens. I'm not going to promise anything. I wish I could, but I don't want to put that out. I don't want to make any more promises that I either, one, haven't delivered or have fulfilled, didn't necessarily live up to the hype. So yeah, with that being said, I appreciate everybody listening. If you actually have made it this far to the episode, or you stopped listening after 5 minutes of me talking or anything like that. So with that being said, I will see you guys next time, whenever that will be.